Chapter 31. Is that you? Still you? You are listening at novelfull.audio. You, Emolian, you, are you awake? That when the man saw Emolian waking up, it took him a long time to regain consciousness. He swallowed unconsciously and took a step back. Yenyener and Yeswayer also took a step back, lowering their heads guiltily and not daring to speak. Uncle Hai, I really can't tell that you still have such thoughts. Emolian looked at the three people in front of him with a serious expression. This Yahai can be regarded as the person who is relatively close to him in the village. He will always say hello when he meets him. However, he really did not expect that when he looked at the loyal and honest Yahai on weekdays, he would actually say hello. Will come up with such a way. This. Emolian, my Nyener is a big girl who is as beautiful as a flower. There are so many people who want to come to our house to propose marriage to us as a flower in your village. Uncle Hai thought about matching Nyener. It's a good match with you, don't you think? Seeing that Emolian had already heard his plan, Yahai asked him directly without being wordy. In fact, in Yahai's heart, it was Emolian who wanted to marry his daughter. After all, he wanted to marry his daughter to a better family before. Besides, you fainted on the field stalk just now. If Nyener hadn't seen you and asked me to carry you back, you would have froze to death. You have to repay this life-saving grace, right? Tianjian, please. Really? Emolian raised her eyes and glanced at Nyener beside Yahai with a deep gaze. Did you save me on the field stalk? He asks. Yes, it is. Yenyener was so shocked by his glance that she almost fell to the ground. Except for Emolian, she has never seen a man in the village who can scare her like this. Even from the clan leader, she has never been afraid, and now, she really feels that Emolian is a man who is not easy to deal with. Her intuition told her that if she really listened to her father and did something to Emolian today, it would definitely not be that he married her, but that something happened to her alone. But, I didn't fall unconscious on the field stalk. Did you move me to the field stalk on purpose? Emolian got out of bed and stood up. She was already a head taller than Yahai. Coupled with her innate momentum, she directly suppressed the three of them. How could they dare to speak? What, not on the field stalk? Yenyener was so frightened by him that her mind was in knots. When she heard what he said, it was as if she hadn't heard anything. She couldn't think at all, so she had to explain quickly, but what could be explained? She was so scared that she ran away. No, it's not. I really saw you on the field stalk. It's not you, Uncle Hai, then it's you. Or is it you? Emolian withdrew her eyes from Yenyener, first glanced at Yahai, and then glanced at Yeswayer. Brother Emolian, I'm sorry for, we didn't want to, Yeswayer took a step back again, stammering and not knowing what to say. I felt extremely wronged. They were obviously the Emolian found on the field stems. What was wrong? Emolian, no matter where you fainted, it's true that we saved you, right? Shouldn't you repay us a favor or two? After all, Yahai was a few years older and was not completely impressed by Emolian's momentum was suppressed, but she still kept her mouth strong. I wasn't really saved by you, and you didn't really plan to frame me. Even if this matter is settled, from now on, stop hanging around in front of my house and get out. Emolian stared at Yahai with stern eyes and said. Chapter 32, The Israeli Servant Master Deserves to be Killed. You are listening at novelfull.audio. For someone who wants to harm him, and not just temporarily, but wants him to marry a wife that he doesn't like at all, how else do you want him to give them, praise them a few words, and then give them money with both hands? Yahai was almost mad to death, but what could he do? Although he is much older than Emolian, he is simply not as strong as Emolian and cannot even fight. In the end, he could only drag his two daughters and left in despair. Come out. After Yahai and the others left, Emolian took a deep breath and gave a cold shout to the air. The next moment, two people, a man and a woman, wearing black velvet clothes, stood in front of him, and they were clearly the same people who had been following him before. See the palace master. The two of them knelt down facing Yamolian, but... before he could kneel down completely, Yamolian flicked his hand, and Banshee was knocked out. He hit the wall and was bounced back, spitting out a mouthful of blood. Banju glanced sideways at Banshee, then turned his eyes and knelt down again, as if that scene had never happened. Relegated to Ju, Chuanshu Palace, your partner from now on will be Shi Jian. Yamolian sat on the edge of the bed and spoke coldly. Yes, Palace Master. Banju responded. Palace Master, why? After hearing Yamolian's words, Banshee asked unwillingly, covering his chest with a ferocious look on his face, what did she do wrong? The palace wants to waste all her efforts and let the swordsman take her place. Is it wrong to like someone? Servant Master Israel, you should be killed. Yamolian's eyes sharpened and she said coldly, originally, he would not bother to answer this kind of question, but after being banished, he has already touched his absolute bottom line. If such a thing can be tolerated, then how stupid must his master be? I think you have still worked hard these years, so I will not take your life. He raised his hand, and another gust of palm wind swept through him. Exile. She was still about to argue, but he had already fallen asleep and had no chance to speak. Palace Master, she knows many things in the palace. If she is spared her life, I'm afraid. Banju looked at Yamolian with some hesitation in his words, not knowing whether he should say the next words. Cut off her hamstrings and imprison her in the palace, where she will never come out. How could Yamolian easily spare someone who wanted to plot against him? Yes, Palace Master. Banju accepted the order. Palace Master, my subordinates have already found out that the person who brought you back to the bamboo house today is Lin Caisang, the granddaughter of your next-door neighbor Lin Laogan, but, how did she bring you back? The subordinates haven't found it yet. Hearing this, Yamolian only uttered one syllable and looked at Banju with doubtful eyes. Palace Master, please forgive me. I did see Lin Caisang leaving the bamboo house alone. I was tripped up by the relegation words and did not follow him in time. Moreover, I thought you woke up on your own and left alone, so you didn't. When I see you again, you are already on a field not far from Yatsuan, and you have the scene with the father and daughter just now. Exiled Ju's skin tightened as he explained, don't blame him, he really didn't see Lin Caisang take his palace master out of the bamboo house. How could he know that his palace master was really taken away by Lin Caisang? There's no need to worry about this. Yamolian didn't ask any more questions, just stood up. Follow me to the bamboo house. Chapter 33 A Self-Contained Kingdom. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Golden Pearl Space, looking at the green mountains and green waters in front of him, the shady trees, the small waterfalls flowing down from the mountains in the distance, and the fairy mountains suspended in mid-air, Lin Caisang was dumbfounded by the unfamiliar environment. This is, the Golden Pearl Space, isn't it? What I saw before was obviously not like this. The space that was like a set of porcelain dolls and could not even be walked out, and the almost self-contained country in front of me were completely different concepts, one sky, one earth. Did I go to the wrong place? Or, am I dreaming? He stretched out his hand and couldn't help but pinch his cheek. His teeth were split in pain, and then he realized clearly that it was not a dream, it was real. But this place. Why did it change all of a sudden? When she came in the afternoon, it was not like this fairyland environment. Why did it change in the blink of an eye? How did he change? This. She turned around in front, back, left, and right, and suddenly saw a huge jade stone, like a mirror, standing not far away. The jade stone was so big that it was as tall as the two of her, and even wider. The jade surface was smooth and flawless, making Lin Caisang's reflection clearly visible. The only flaw was that the reflection was of a fat girl, which made her mood suddenly plummet. She stepped over and raised her hand to touch it. Little did she know that her outstretched hand went directly through the jade surface, and circles like water ripples appeared all around where her fat hand could touch it. 69.c. The next moment, Lin Caisang turned his head to the right and saw a white jade shelf on his right side with a stack of thick books on it. Books are not made of current paper, but are made of thin jade pieces connected together, so they look very thick and tall. Golden Pearl Order. She picked up the jade book on the top and opened it to take a look. She secretly let out a sigh of relief. Fortunately, it's not some incomprehensible words. Otherwise, it knows me, but I don't know it. She shrugged and chuckled. She was about to find a stool to sit on and slowly read a jade book, but she saw a jade stool that was also milky white beside her. There had been precedents where jade mirrors could not be touched. She tried at first to make sure it was the real thing before sitting down. After a long time, he rubbed the bridge of his nose and closed his sour eyes. She finally understood that the reason why Jinju space became what it is now was not because she planted a tree in the space, but because she saved a person outside. This golden bead space is the most precious treasure of the Lin family. And the Lin family is known to the world for its medical skills, therefore, the golden bead space is also related to medical skills. Only when the medical skills of the owner of the golden bead are recognized by the golden bead itself can the golden bead space be truly opened, and she saved Yamalian. Although she did not completely detoxify him, she relieved his pain in the end, and she could be regarded as a doctor. Therefore, the golden pearl space was truly opened. Moreover, you don't know it until you look at the golden pearl order, and she realizes that those fairy mountains, those green mountains and green waters, and the land surrounded by fairy mist, are not something she can use now, because she had to rely on her own medical skills to treat illnesses and save people in order to open the seals in places she couldn't reach. And this treatment of illness and saving people is not just about curing anyone's disease. She can count which person's life is saved. Everything depends on the jade mirror next to her. Chapter 34 Her Golden Pearl Order. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Only by curing the patients shown on the jade mirror can she open up other places in the space bit by bit. In other words, to sum up, how powerful this Jinju space will be in the future depends on whether she can complete the tasks given to her by Jinju Yujing, and to what extent she can complete each task. Okay, you're awesome. She raised her thumb towards the jade mirror and said to herself, let the storm come more violently. Compared with medical skills, who should be afraid of whom? She is not a newbie who is learning medical skills. I think back then, in her previous life, she could identify various medicinal materials at the age of 5. She began to treat illnesses and save people at the age of 7. At the age of 12, she had become the youngest member of the Lin family. The head of the family. Is it possible to be stumped by the mere patience of this era? Brother Yujing, please give me more advice in the future. Putting the jade books neatly, she stood up, bowed to the jade mirror, and said politely. When she raised her head, she saw several large characters written in the jade mirror. Dear Master, you are so polite. It is Jade Mirror's honor to serve you, Lin Caisang. Unable to help but chuckle, she turned around and decided to continue sitting down and looking at her golden pearl order, but, dong dong. There was a knock on the door outside Jinju, and Lin Caisang was startled. Then she remembered that she hadn't eaten yet. Grandma must have gone home and asked her to have dinner, so she walked out of Jinju. However, what she didn't expect was that the person calling the door was not Grandma Lin Lu, but her eldest brother and third uncle. Third uncle, eldest brother, how are you doing with that matter? Welcoming them into the room, she glanced at the yard outside to make sure that Grandma and third aunt hadn't come back yet, then she closed the door and asked them. The rumor has spread, and it will surely take effect soon. Lin Changhong nodded to his sister and said. So fast? Lin Caisang asked, looking back and forth between Lin Bai and Lin Changhong. This is only the first day, so it shouldn't have such a good effect, right? In her expectation, the eldest brother and the others would need to go to the county for several days, so how could it only take one day? Lin Changhong nodded and glanced at Lin Bai. This is still the credit of third uncle. Third uncle. Lin Caisang looked at Lin Bai suspiciously. Her third uncle was a loyal and honest person. Could it be possible that he was also led astray and did something bad that she didn't even know about? However, those who are close to ink will not become black so quickly, right? Sang sang, don't underestimate your third uncle. Lin Bai looked at his niece's small eyes, obviously not taking him seriously, and immediately became unhappy. Uncle San has been going to Qianlin County to do the work these days. Although he didn't get the work, he can still get some gossip. Although the Jopin farming history is nothing in the county government, but among us in the eyes of ordinary people, that is delicious food. The third uncle and Chang Hong made casual inquiries and found out that there are several people, like your second uncle, want to compete to be the 9th grade agricultural historian. Since the second child is unkind, then don't blame him for being unjust. His nephew Chang Hong had already roughly told him before that the second brother and his wife actually plotted against 2 elderly people. With such unfilial people, what else could he have to be polite to? Without saying a word, he told all the things about Lu Baishao to those who wanted to compete with him for this agricultural history. Doesn't Lu Baishao want to be an official? It depends on whether his younger brother agrees or not. Chapter 35. It shouldn't be Uncle San, but you. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Third uncle, you are so awesome. After hearing his words, Lin Caisang immediately raised his thumb at Lin Bai happily. But please don't let Grandpa and Grandma know about this, third uncle. Originally, there was nothing wrong with telling Lin Laogan and Lin Lucia about this. Anyway, it was her idea and her eldest brother was the one who handled the matter. As a child, it was understandable to be a bit noisy. Since Lin Lucia wanted to blame, she's taking care of it, but now that the third uncle has got involved in this matter, the nature is different. If Grandma knew that if the relationship between Grandma and second uncle eased one day, Grandma would definitely blame third uncle. I know, I won't let your Grandma know. Lin Bai nodded solemnly. He is not stupid. Of all the bad things Lu Baishao has done over the years, which one has been known to his parents? Didn't he just admit it after being discovered? The same goes for selling Mulberry this time. If not discovered, who would know? Naturally, he would not be stupid enough to expose his tail and let his parents catch him. If your Grandma knew, it wouldn't be so easy for us to do things. Lin Caisang nodded and responded. However, although those people can spread the news about the second uncle, we can't rely on them. Brother, I think you should go to Qianlin County to walk around more in the past few days. As for the third uncle, there is no need to go. She looked at Lin Changhong and said. I will. Lin Changhong agreed to her words. I'll go find Brother Mo Lien later to see if he won't go hunting in the mountains tomorrow morning. If he does, I'll go to the mountains in the morning and go to the county in the afternoon to inquire about the situation. You can also earn some money for your family. Uncle Third, I have something I want you to help me make. This is a drawing I drew. You can take a look at it tonight to see if you can do it. Lin Caisang looked at Lin Bai and took the papers on the table next to him. Handed it to him. This is. Lin Bai took it and looked at a few pictures, but frowned. Sang sang, what do you want to use these things for? They are wheels and wooden boards. What are you doing? Although he is a carpenter, he has never seen anything like this before, and he doesn't know what Lin Caisang is using it for, but it looks like it is used to assemble it into something. What could it be? Let me see. Lin Changhong also came to join in the fun and turned his head to look. Hey, Sang Sang, are you making a chair? It's just that there are wheels under this chair. Isn't it for our grandpa? Lin Caisang. Brother, why do I think it's not my third uncle who should be learning carpentry, but you? There are just these fragmentary wooden accessories. Just by looking at them, you can tell that they are for wheelchairs. Can you also guess that they are made for Grandpa? I admire no one but you. She raised her thumb towards Lin Changhong. My grandpa has been lying in bed for more than 3 years. Except when my third uncle is free, he doesn't see the sun for a few days all year round. I just thought about making him a rolling chair so that he can push it around by himself. In this way, Grandpa can get some fresh air in his own yard instead of being bored in his room all the time. She said. After hearing her words, Lin Bai and Lin Changhong's eyes lit up at the same time. Uncle Third, this carpentry job is your specialty. You can definitely do it. If you don't understand anything, just come and ask me. Lin Caisang said again. Don't worry, Sang, these things will be taken care of by third uncle. I promise to make sure they are done well. Chapter 36 Quan must have lost weight. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Lin Bai patted his chest and assured Lin Caisang that Sang had already drawn the picture and the most difficult step had been completed. He just cut down some trees and followed the example. What else could he do? There are some papers on the table. What are these used for? Do you want to make them too? That he looked at another piece of paper on the table. It was also quite thick. It seemed that it needed to be made, right? This. Looking at the papers on the table, Lin Caisang hesitated for a moment. These are made of iron. I wanted to take these to a blacksmith shop in town to make them, but I don't have any money. It's hard for a clever woman to make a meal without rice. This sentence is the same wherever it is used. Without money, how can she go to the blacksmith shop to find a blacksmith to make these things? This is really a penny that stumps a heroic man. Sang, leave the carpenter's words to third uncle, and leave these to me. Lin Caisang picked up the papers. I sold the prey that day, and I still have some copper coins with me. If I go to the mountains a few more times in the next few days, I will definitely be able to earn enough money. But I'm afraid the food at home will be a little tight these days. He bought all the food the family ate in the past few days from the town. If all the money had to be saved, everyone would suffer a little. It's nothing. I'll just drink the porridge for a few days. It's quite delicious. Lin Caisang smiled. There is one sentence left behind. I think I lost weight. Brother, when you go to the town to find a blacksmith shop, remember to call me. These things have fixed sizes. I'm afraid the blacksmith will make a mistake and I will have to go there myself. Okay, let's go together then. Lin Caisang nodded and agreed to Lin Caisang's request. The bamboo house was in a mess. Her feet stepped on the mess, making a clicking sound, but it did not prevent Yamo Lian from entering the bamboo house. Ban Ju had already picked up the candle on the side and lit it for lighting. Following the candlelight, Yamo Lian saw a few small bamboo sticks on the ground with sharp eyes. She bent down to pick them up and held them tightly in her hand. Palace Master. Clean this place up. Yamo Lian didn't give Ban Ju a chance to speak, and after giving an order, she turned and left, leaving Ban Ju alone with a candle in his hand and a helpless look on his face, and began to restore the bamboo house to its original appearance. Sang, this forest is very dangerous. How could you go there? From now on, you must listen to Grandma and never. Grandma, I'm fine. In the main room, Lin Caisang looked at Lin Lu helplessly, and then glanced at Lin Changfeng, who had his head lowered and almost buried his face in his rice bowl. She knew that her cousin was unreliable, and he was a scholar after all. However, Grandma deceived him into telling the truth in just a few words. This was really, if you really get involved in society in the future, you won't even know how you were sold. Don't worry, I will definitely not go to dangerous places. I see that my family is running out of money. I heard that there are many medicinal materials in the mountains, so I wanted to go see if I can dig up anything. Didn't you also see the medicinal materials I dug outside? If you dry them at home for a few days, you can definitely sell them for money at the drugstore. You. Sister Sang, those roots you dug must be tree roots. How can you sell them for money? Before Lin Lu could speak, she heard a voice ringing in her ears. Chapter 37 might as well cut a few more frames of pigweed. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Lin Caisang frowned and looked at Lin Caisang, who was muttering to the side and obviously disdainful of the medicinal materials she dug up. Lin Caisang is the eldest daughter of her third uncle Lin Bai's family. Although she is called Sister Sang, she is actually less than half a month younger than her and her eldest brother Lin Changhong. She is also the only one in the family who occasionally talks back to her. Second sister, what are you talking about? Sister Sang Sang is the most powerful. She said those are medicinal materials, so they must be medicinal materials. They won't be bad. Grandma, let's start from tomorrow. I will go wherever Sister Sang Sang goes. I will go with Sister Sang Sang to collect herbs, do you think so? Before Lin Caisang finished speaking, a voice absolutely defending her sounded again. This girl was Lin Caisang, the second daughter of her third uncle Lin Bai's family, a little girl who liked to hang around her since she was a child and worshipped her like a god. She was only 10 years old and so cute. She especially liked Lin Caisang. He was willing to share whatever food he had with her. Yes, mother, just ask Qin Yatu to follow Sang Sang. You can rest assured if they go together, right? Lin Bai also agreed. Grandma, if you think those in the yard are not medicinal materials, I will take them to the medicine shop in the town tomorrow and ask them. After we understand the things, we can go up to the mountain to dig up the medicinal materials. Do you think that is okay? This is Lin Changfeng's voice. Brother Changfeng doesn't need to go. I have to go to the county tomorrow. I'll just stop by the drugstore in the county and ask. There is also Lin Changhong, a brother who protects Sang Sang. He also showed up. You. Mrs. Lin Lu couldn't laugh or cry, and in the end she could only shake her head. Then she said something to Sang Sang, and the whole family showed up, making it seem like she, an old woman, was bullying Sang Sang. I didn't say anything. If that is really a medicinal material and can be sold for money, then your third aunt and I won't cut the pigweed. Let's go up the mountain to dig for medicinal materials together. She said. Yes, Grandma is right, let's go together. What do you want me to do? Go read your book after dinner. Lin Changfeng wanted to echo, but Lin Lu glared at him and cursed him. Just now, this eldest grandson wanted to protect Sang Sang and take all the blame for everything Sang Sang did. How could she be so forgetful that she would not remember it so quickly? After being glared at by his grandma, Lin Changfeng touched his nose innocently, then lowered his head to eat his rice porridge. Let's do this, Sang Sang. Tomorrow Grandma and your third aunt won't be cutting pigweed. Let's go up the mountain to dig for medicinal materials together. It's better than you being so tired digging alone. What? When Lin Saiha heard Lin Lu's words, he immediately screamed, on such a cold day, cutting pigweed is already tiring and cold enough, but you still have to go up the mountain to dig for medicinal materials. Then she must be exhausted. Grandma, I don't know if the stuff Sister Sang Sang dug up can be sold for money. If not, our efforts will be in vain. We might as well cut a few more frames of pigweed. She said quickly, besides, the pigweed grows on the ground, but it grows underground. How can it be so easy to dig? Here, why do you talk so much? What your grandma says is whatever you say. Lin Yang glared at her daughter and agreed with Lin Lu's words. Sang Sang had not made any mistakes yet. This was the only time she was tricked by Lu Rume. She was right the rest of the time. Moreover, I don't see anyone objecting. She talks a lot. Doesn't it show that she has an opinion against Sang Sang? Chapter 38. Did you get the job? You are listening at novelfull.audio. Mom, how about this? Let Bai and Sang Sang go dig the medicinal materials first, and then we can cut the pigweed for a few days. Why don't the medicinal materials have to be dried? They won't be turned into silver in a while. There are so many at home. People still have to eat and drink. We can earn enough by cutting a few baskets of pigweed a day. Give your opinion. That's it. No. Lin Bai quickly shook his head when he saw that the words were all about him. Mom, I have a lot of work to do these days. In a few days, let Qin Yata follow Sang Sang to dig for medicine, and Changfeng will follow. He and Sang Sang promised to make a wheelchair. They had to think carefully these days. They had the skills to go up the mountain and cut down trees. During the rest of the time, they had to do carpentry work at home. Did you get the job? Lin Lu asked him. Well. Lin Bai was speechless for a while. how could he find any work? People in the town and county who wanted to find carpenters always looked for familiar people. He was a stranger, who was willing to give him a job. Grandma, it was me who gave third uncle an idea. Now that third uncle doesn't have any work to do, he just makes some bamboo baskets, dustpans, drying mats, brooms, etc. at home, and then we can take advantage of the market to get them. It's not a waste of time to go to town to sell it, Lin Caisang said hurriedly. Yes, that's what I mean. Lin Bai nodded quickly. In fact, it is also a bright spot. Although the large tables, chairs, boxes and cabinets cannot be carried, it is still possible to make simple things. When the time comes, I can sell them in the town. Even if they cannot be sold, they can be used at home. In the past few days, I have been cutting down trees and bamboos, and making some things that can be used in the kitchen. At least I can supplement my family income. That's okay. Lin Lu thought for a while and nodded in agreement. Then Chang Feng will go dig medicinal materials with Sang Sang and the others, and I, the third family member, and he Yatu will go cut the pigweed. Everyone nodded after hearing this. Grandma, this bowl of egg custard is for Grandpa. Please bring it to Grandpa. We found a lot of wild eggs on the mountain today. We will look for them tomorrow. Please tell Grandpa not to be reluctant to eat them. Lin Caisang looked at the small bowl of egg custard and said to Lin Lu. Okay, Sang Sang still knows how to care about people. Mrs. Lin Lu praised her granddaughter without hesitation, took the food and egg custard, and went to her room. Sang Sang, why didn't I think of it before? You can still make these things. Most people buy those pots and brushes. I have to make more. Lin Bai thought about it again and felt that this was definitely a good livelihood. Not only these, there are also bamboo baskets, not the kind that hold vegetables. Third uncle, have you seen those bamboo baskets for tofu? They have square corners. Only water and even grains of sand can leak out of those bamboo baskets. For those that can't go down, there are also food boxes, round rice sieves, and chaff sieves, all of which are fine. Lin Caisang said. If you don't know how, next time you go to the market, go to those stalls and look at the actual products, and then do it again when you come back. After listening to her words, Lin Bai gave her a thumbs up. As long as these things are made more exquisitely and sold cheaper, there is no need to worry about no one buying them anyway. For him, the materials are readily available, and he can cut a lot of them from anywhere on the mountain. He just spent a little effort. It was simply a business without capital. Sang Sang, you. Dad, let Sang Sang eat. The porridge should be cold now. We can talk about these things later. Chapter 39. When doing things outside, remember to be careful. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Lin Bai wanted to say more, but was interrupted by his son. The weather was too cold and the food was getting cold. He kept talking and he was not happy anymore. Looking at the bowls of porridge that were almost cold on the table, he nodded quickly. Yes, let's eat first. Sang Sang, you found these wild eggs. Eat more to replenish your body. Oh. Lin Caisang responded humbly, but did not take a spoon. He just put some pickles into the bowl. The next day, when the genius had just dawned and Lin Lu and the others hadn't gotten up yet, Lin Changhong prepared his bow and arrows and called Lin Caisang and Lin Caiqing. The three of them drank porridge, got some wawatu, and followed them with them. There Lin Changyi went out. On the field stalk not far from the forest, several young men were also there. When they saw Lin Changhong, they all greeted him. Changhong, we are going hunting in the mountains. Why are you taking the mulberry picking girl with you? Are you worried that she will be home alone? No matter how arrogant your second aunt is, she wouldn't dare to do anything to the mulberry picking girl in our village, would she? The breadwinner is hunting game, and has she brought Chang Yi with her? Sang Sang won't be with us. She will be separated when we enter the mountain later. Lin Changhong glanced at his sister and then looked back at Yamolian who was standing among several men. Brother Emolian, I have to be back at noon today, and I have to go to town. I can't stay with everyone until the evening. Yamoyen just responded in low voice and did not deny what he said. Be careful when doing things outside. He glanced at Lin Caisang pointedly and said. Well, thank you, Brother Melian, for reminding me. I will pay attention. After all, Lin Caisang was young and didn't understand the meaning of Yamoyen's words, so he just responded. Lin Caisang. Was this said to her? Are you warning her not to be too presumptuous? That shouldn't be what he meant. Yamoyen had helped her before, so it shouldn't be like that. Then, suddenly, she felt a sap hit on the back of her neck, and broke into a cold sweat. Yamoyen was reminding her that Lin Caisang always went to Qianlin County to do things, and it was obvious that he was going to deal with Lu Baishao. Those who were hostile to Lu Baishao could not be undefended at all. Maybe they wouldn't have thought of it on the first day, but on the second and third days, they would inevitably send someone to follow her secretly. Maybe in a few days, the news about her dealing with Lu Baishao would reach the ears of the Lu family. Got it. It seemed that she had to find a way. She couldn't involve herself and her eldest brother in dealing with Lu Baishao. That would be too uneconomical. Brother, Qing'er, Chang'e, and I are in this forest. Before you go to town, come and find me. Maybe you can find wild eggs and sell them. Before parting ways with Lin Caisang, she lowered her voice and reminded him in his ear. Good. Lin Caisang responded and left with Yamoyen and the others. Sister Sang, where are the medicinal materials? Let's go dig them quickly. Lin Chang noticed that Lin Caisang had left, raised the small shovel in his hand, and asked Lin Caisang. There are medicinal materials everywhere. I'll find them for you later. You can dig them up. We won't go far away today. It's not safe. Lin Caisang pinched his little face and said, originally, if she was alone, she could go anywhere, but with two little guys like her here, she couldn't do whatever she wanted. Sister Sang, can these medicinal materials really be exchanged for money? Lin Chang'e asked again. Although he is only 7 years old, he absolutely knows about silver, and this thing is still his favorite. Chapter 40 Mulberry Picking Girl, come out quickly. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Of course it's true. When did Sister Sang lie to you? When we exchange the money, Sister Sang will buy you candied haws, okay? Lin Caisang said to him, and looked at Lin Caisang again. And buy Caisang a beautiful beaded flower to wear. Thank you, Sister Sang. Lin Caisang's eyes glowed green when he heard Zhuhua, pearl flower. She had seen Lu Yushui wearing it before, but she was not even allowed to touch it. She just glanced at it and was scolded by Lu Yushui. If she also had one, she would definitely think of it as a pearl flower. Baby in the box. Sister Sang, let's go dig for medicinal materials and pick up golden wild eggs. She said excitedly. Good. Lin Caisang looked at the two siblings, feeling happy and fully responding. For a few days, Lin Caisang and Lin Caisang, brother and sister, have been digging for medicinal materials, digging here and digging there. Originally, Mrs. Lin Lu wanted to take everyone with her, but after hearing Lin Caisang say that there were not many medicinal materials, she had no choice but to give up and let her 3 grandchildren do the work, and they continued to cut pigweed. Lin Caisang also went out early and came back late every day. He hunted game in the morning and sold it in the afternoon. He also sold all the wild eggs that Lin Caisang and the others found. After a few days, I saved more than a tael of silver without realizing it. Sang, this money comes so quickly. Most of it comes from the wild eggs you found and sold. In Lin Caisang's room, Lin Caisang looked at the broken silver and some copper plates on the table. His eyes narrowed together. Generally, restaurants in the farm egg town charge 1 penny each, but these wild eggs cost 2 and 3 pennies. The shopkeeper in the restaurant has eyes that look like something, and you can tell with just a glance that they are domesticated. Wild eggs. Tomorrow is the market. Third uncle has made some things and will sell them at the market tomorrow. Brother, I will go with you. First, go to the blacksmith shop to see how much it costs to make those things. Lin Caisang thought for a while and said, in Lin Caisang's view, earning more than 1 or 2 silver dollars in a few days is already very impressive, and he will continue to earn like this in the future, but only she knew that it was not possible to pick up wild eggs every day. She had picked up all the wild eggs nearby. If she wanted to pick up more, she had to go into the inner forest and walk around, but now she has 2 little guys with her, so how can she get into the inner forest? Good. Lin Caisang responded. Where are those medicinal materials? Do you want to sell them? That he asks. Medicine. When it comes to medicinal materials, Lin Caisang hesitates between his brows. Let's try some of it first. After all, it's not completely dry yet. If you take it to a drugstore, I'm afraid they won't accept it. But it was still okay to test the waters and see where the medicinal materials were more expensive and which ones were more common. She would have a good idea. Although she had a rough idea, she still had to look at the actual situation. If medicinal materials can really make money, then we will. Changhong, Changfeng, Mulberry picking girl, come out quickly. Before Lin Caisang finished speaking, he heard someone calling their names in the yard. It's brother and she. He must have something to do with me. I'll go out and have a look. Lin Changhong glanced at Kai Mulberry, turned around, opened the door and walked out. Lin Caisang. Brother, didn't you hear Ya and she also call Lin Changfeng in her name? It must have something to do with them. Why are you going out alone? Also, although this 1 tael of silver is not much, do you really not accept it and let it be spread out like this?